Okay, so welcome. This is our Facebook Live. This is the first time I'm bringing another physician sister on into the group, but I thought it was super duper important because it is a new year, and Dr. Rebecca Berry and I have been friends for several years, and we talk almost every day. And she's always talking to me about Feng Shui. Make sure you do this to your front door. Maybe do that to your office. Wear this color. She's always telling me all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. Let me see. So I thought, since I'm having her, I'm asking her all these questions anyways, that I would have her come on into the group and share with us in the Meditation for Female Physician group and the Path to Meditation Mastery group. Just give us an overview of what Feng Shui is, why it matters to you, why it should maybe matter to us, and how it helps us be more spiritually aligned and more soul conscious by paying attention to things that are not just things, but maybe these things have energy, right? So, I think that's what it is. So you go ahead. And Dr. Rebecca is a dermatologist in the DC area. So that's her day job, but she is
my day job.
Yeah. Her roles are multiple: mother, sister, daughter, everything, friend, so many things. So she's a woman of many talents, and I am blessed to have her in my life. You are blessed to have her in your lives. So go for it, Rebecca. Tell us, what the heck is Feng Shui?
So Feng Shui is an ancient Chinese study, and it actually started as a study of time, which I think is kind of interesting because that's not how people usually think of it now. But the ancients wanted to understand, like, why is it that one year will be, abundant and peaceful and prosperous, and then another year there's war and conflict and a pandemic or whatever it is. And so that's actually how it started. And there's a concept in the Chinese metaphysics of qi, and most people have heard of qi because you might have done tai chi or qigong or Reiki. The ki in Reiki is also the same as
like
qi.
Prana, right?
Prana, like yeah, in Ayurveda, yeah.
Life force.
It's the universal life force energy. Okay. And really most of the ancient cultures knew about this, and it was like rivers of qi that flow through our body, right? Like in acupuncture. And then there's also rivers of qi that flow through the environment. And so they were trying to look at, like, why does the qi change over time? Like, how does it change? Could you manipulate that or use that to support your goals, or, how you want to change yourself over time? And so that kind of what I look at Feng Shui as being is a way to support yourself, kind of your home as an extension of you. I mean, the Feng Shui really is part of traditional Chinese medicine, which has these kind of 5 elements that they look at that can be in balance or out of balance. And so in Feng Shui, there's these 5 elements, and you're really trying to have them in harmony, which allows you to have positive qi or supportive qi. And your home is really an extension of you, like it reflects your energy and your yourself. And so you can arrange that to be.
So if your desk is a huge fat mess, your internal mind and all of that is probably a big fat mess too, right?
Yeah. It does affect you on some level. I think you can think of like hoarders or, like there's extreme. But it does affect at least your subconscious mind of, how you're keeping your home. And it is a reflection of yourself. And we found that certainly in the pandemic, that people, like really suddenly valued their home as a reflection of themselves, like much more than we used to, I think, or recognize.
So how did you get into this? Like, why did this matter to you?
So I've known about it for a long time because I taught English in Taiwan a long time ago, and Feng Shui is really big in Taiwan, and it's actually not that big in mainland China anymore. just because of, I think, communism, they kind of got rid of a lot of the old practices. But in other places like Taiwan, in Hong Kong, and Malaysia, they still do a lot of feng shui. So I knew about it even then, but I rediscovered it actually when I got back into this. My then husband was having issues of like not getting promoted, and he really wanted a new job. And so I had heard about like, oh, you could declutter and get energy moving and all this kind of thing. And so I had heard about like your front door is the most important part of your chi. That's where your chi comes in. So they call it the mouth of chi in feng shui. And, like clean your front door. And so I literally went out and scrubbed my front door with soap and water and like trimmed back the bushes and cleaned the porch and put out like fresh pots of flowers. And we changed out the light fixture in the foyer and put a new rug and all this kind of stuff. And I kid you not, like within weeks, he got the job of his dreams. And so I was like totally sold.
I was like, wow, I had myself muted because I didn't want all the extra noise to come in. But wow, that is so amazing. And so that's like such a manifestation too, right? We talk about law of attraction. We talk about, really putting out the vibration of the desire that you really want, but it's not enough to just like put it out there. You have to take that karmic action as well. And so with you doing that intentional action,
right,
to clear the energy, to it's almost like a little ritual, right? In the East, we have so many rituals. And I remember growing up, my dad would always be like, oh, these, we do like pujas and stuff. And he's like, oh, these are empty rituals. They don't mean anything. But if you know why you're doing it, right? Somebody else out there may not have any idea. But if you're doing it with a certain specific intention, then it becomes very charged and energized as well. So I love that. So I really need to scrub my front door. Yes, I really need to like power wash everything, I think. Okay.
Yeah. And I think it does, it is a very symbolic part of your house, that front door area. And it's what guests see and where usually you're coming, people don't always go in and out of their front door, but it's kind of the formal entry. And it is the entryway of chi in feng shui, where you really want to have things clean and tidy. And so I always, like, in terms of like the new year coming right now, I do always scrub my front door. I just did that a couple days ago and washed the doorstep, and I polished up the handle of the door, and I've got a new doormat that I'm going to put out. And, it just feels good. Actually, it feels really good to have it all clean and looking nice.
Do you use like a hose, or like, how do you clean your front door?
I do. And sometimes I didn't do it this year. Sometimes I've hired somebody to just come with the power washer. But I just, it's been cold here, so I just used a hose and scrub brush. So yeah. So it's it feels good. Like, it actually looks really nice now. So there's that. But I totally agree about, that's what I really love about feng shui, is focusing your intention and supporting your intention with the things you see around you and the way things are organized. And like this year is, when you think about like the last few years, and I think most people do, even if they're not like conscious about energy that much, like you do feel the energy of a place when you go in it sometimes, especially if it's more extreme, like, oh, this is bad, or sometimes it's very uplifting and like a place that's like very spiritual, like you'll have like this different feeling to it. It'll have a different energy. And the year kind of, I think, tends to have an overriding energy to it as well. And certainly we found that in 2020, right? Like that was a metal year. Metal is considered a very heavy element in feng shui, and those 5 elements. And if you think of metal as like cutting, like a knife, that year had an overarching energy of cutting off, of loss, of separation. It was also metal like a scalpel, illness, surgery, vaccine, like metal, even like metal assets, like cryptocurrency was big, like Bitcoin,
Right.
like that was a big theme. So there were these themes of the year that were pretty heavy. And that's been true really of the last few years, because there were a couple of metal years. And then this last year was the year of the tiger. And the tiger is an aggressive, confrontational animal. So tiger years are usually
2022
2022 is like
was the year of the
war.
tiger.
Yeah, it's a very male energy, a yang energy, male dominated, men in power, men confronting each other,
Mm.
war, aggression. You know, that's kind of the
Mhm.
tiger energy,
Okay, so
like
it's
a
2023.
tsunami. Right? It's like a tsunami. So this year coming up is the year of the rabbit, and it's a water year. And the rabbit is a very yin energy. I mean, it's a spring energy. If you think of like, what's a rabbit like? It's a fluffy bunny, right? And it's very gentle and it's light and it's spring. It represents spring. So the energy that's coming in is going to be, I think most people are going to feel like it's a much, much, much lighter, gentler, happier, more feminine energy.
Ah,
And it's,
we're so ready for this.
yeah, and this is the
So ready.
energy that in Feng Shui, there's like an energy that affects like the center of the world, the house, you know, whatever space, and that affects like everyone in the world and everyone in your home equally. So the central
Nice.
energy this year is, you know, that's the rabbit energy, is very good for communication. It's very good for writers. It's good for learning, earning to learn, learning to earn, you know, like writing
Mm.
courses, teaching, writing books, traveling. You know, these are all the energies that are coming in. And if you kind of think of it as like um, the energy of like cherry blossoms, you know, that like sort of light, sweet energy, romance. And I
Mm.
think to me, it's kind of the romance, not, I mean, it can be love, romance, like there can be that energy too, but also the energy of romance of like, what do you love about your life? Like, what do you want to create that really makes your heart sing? Like, to me, that's
Mhm.
the theme of the year is like, what makes your heart sing?
Right. So when we meditate and we ask that in the soul questions, right?
Yeah,
Who am I? What do I want? What is my deepest desire? Right. And that's, it almost feels very whimsical, almost 2023 with like pinks. And I'm just picturing the cherry blossoms, which we're going to go see this year and in DC. And so it just feels, yeah, just whimsical and light and love. And so it's so important to get connected with what is it that makes your heart sing, exactly what you said. So
right.
what are some, maybe 3 things that you would recommend that all of us could do that would just improve the energy, simple things that would just improve our energy, like stepping into this year? I mean, 3, 5, whatever. I didn't give you any
Yeah, yeah.
anything.
Well, and to
Simple.
follow up on that, like I do think it's worth thinking about and meditating on, you know, what does spark joy in your life, and how
Mhm.
can you plan more of that, you know, and you know, whether it's travel, which I'm thinking a lot about, and again, the energies are very supportive for travel this year, so that's how I like to use feng shui is like, what is my intention and how can I like kind of ride the wave? Like this year, travel energy is very positive. And so, you know, if you are interested in travel, then that's going to be a lot easier for you. So that's like an
Mm.
intention that if you have that, like you can really make that happen more easily. Um, and just doing the, you know, like I say, like communication or writing are going to be easier. So those might be things you want to do, and just starting projects. So things that you kind of put off that maybe this would be a good year to start something. Like this is going to be a new beginnings kind of year.
Maybe write your story. Maybe I should dig out my old draft of the book I wrote and fix it and finish it and edit it and publish it. Maybe this is a good time to do
Absolutely.
that, right?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
That's
So
probably a great
there's
thing.
that, like just what, you know, what kind of things are going to make your heart sing, and just sort of think about that. And I think the, you know, when we're January 22nd is the Lunar New Year celebration. The new moon is on the 21st, but the celebration traditionally starts on the 22nd, and in China it goes on for a couple of weeks, but we don't have that luxury.
Armina is turning 9 on January 22nd. So that's exciting. So, but you're wearing red, and tell us about that.
So red is just a color of fire. Women generally need more fire. And I think that's another thing is like, if you're going to spend time doing something for, the Lunar New Year, whatever, not on the New Year day, that's supposed to be sort of celebrating or doing things that make you feel good. But just cleaning out, because air is the element that feeds fire, right? Like if you're going to have more fire in your life, you need more air and you need more space. Like air is like space, right? So you don't want a bunch of clutter. So clearing out clutter, getting rid of stuff, throwing things out.
I'm looking at my desk here. I'm like, all right,
donating, recycling, whatever it is. Like,
declutter.
Yeah, make space in your life for new things to come in.
Oh my gosh.
And that also increases the fire energy in your life. So wearing red, like if you have a red wallet, a red handbag, those are like in Feng Shui very good fiery kind of things to increase your wealth or to increase your confidence, wearing red or carrying a red wallet, red handbag. Those are activating energies. And so if you want to get something going, then making space for it is really important. So I think like that, cleaning, decluttering, and then setting
travel plans.
Yeah, setting intentions. Like, what do you want to have happen this year? How do you want to feel? What things do you want to create in your life? And because it's the new moon, the 21st, and then we're kind of going into the period between the new moon and the full moon, and that's the growth period. That's when you plant, like farmers plant on the new moon. And so if you want to grow, you plant the seed, and then the seeds grow. And so this time of the next couple of weeks of the moon growing is like a great time to plant the seeds of intention and to, have things that when you're looking around your house, it reminds you of these things that you want to do, like maybe putting a picture of a place that you want to go, that you're reminded of your goal, like, oh yeah, that's what, and it like feeds your goals, like to have those reminders around your house.
I love it. So Dr. Rebecca has done the Path to Meditation Mastery. She's also participated in the Path of Silence Retreat, and we've been on this journey together for a long time. And so just talking about travel, there are many, many wise spiritual women and doctors in this course or in this group. And so if anybody is interested, we are planning on doing the Path of Silence retreat July 8th through the 16th in Naples, Florida. So if that's something that you're interested in, we call it spiritual surgery. That's what it is. It's for people who already probably have a meditation practice, who have done significant personal growth and development work, who really want to finally get rid of those blocks to their joy and heal some of that deep stuff that they haven't been able to work on. And it's a luxuriating 7 days for yourself, where everything is taken care of for you, all your food, all your lodging. You are like in a motherly cocoon to really in a safe place to be able to really dive deep in that. For those of you who are like, I don't even know what you're talking about, and talk about goals and what do I want? I haven't even thought about that in 25 years. So it all starts with the meditation practice. And if you're like, I have no idea how to do it, and I really want to learn how to do it, it doesn't happen from an app. It doesn't happen from YouTube. It happens with somebody to guide you and coach you. So if any of you are interested in moving forward with that, let's have a conversation. I would love to get to know you a little bit. Definitely put it in the comments. You can email me. You can message me. If you have questions for Dr. Rebecca, put them in the comments for sure. Tag her. She's in the group. Yeah, so there's a lot coming up. We're also going to be doing in March. We will be doing our next transformational workshop, and it will be spiritual transformation for female physicians. So super excited about that retreat. So stay tuned. Lots of planning. We're planting the seeds, Dr. Rebecca.
Yeah.
We're planting the seeds because your life is as you create it. So any last words, Rebecca, that you want us to take away with Feng Shui, with the Chinese New Year coming on? Last things, like, this is really important. You should know this. Don't forget.
I would just say that plan for your growth. Like, that's so important. And again, the energies this year are so supportive of women transforming, women being victorious, women overcoming obstacles, and women leading. Like, and if you want to be a leader, whether it's in your life, in your home, at work, in your practice, for your patients, in the world, you have to transform yourself. Like, you have to work
It
on
starts with you.
and so just that, I think the planning and yeah, plan fun stuff. Absolutely. I love fun stuff. Have fun.
All of this is fun. This is fun.
Yeah, this is fun. And, plan for your growth. Like, what are you going to do this year to really become the person that you want to be?
Yeah.
So that's important.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time and coming on. Yay! All right. See you guys later.
Bye.